Namaskar and hello. In the next 10 to 12 minutes,
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Very, very happy to speak to all of you this morning, and two really wonderful sessions by the Chief Minister as well as Rajiv Chandrasekhar. And we are also inspired, and congratulations, Team Mumbai, Tech Entrepreneurship Association of Mumbai, to putting together this wonderful event and bringing Mumbai as a tech hub. So thank you very much for that. Great job. Now, the session, the very brief session I'm doing with all of you today, is the subject given to me rather, is the role of AI in banking. So I'm going to keep it very quick and very focused on that front. Now, we all see that the key way or the role I'm seeing of AI in banking is basically to enable services which normal conventional banking does not. That's it. Enabling. It's not about how many jobs will go, how many jobs will it create. It's about how much can we enable. I'll give a very easy to understand example. Think of Google Maps. All of us are using it, and billions of people around the globe are using it every single day. But really, there's nobody sitting out there, human being, sitting and telling you, turn left, turn right, go under the flyover, take left of the road, right of the road, traffic there. Nobody's really doing that activity. But the fact that a billion people simultaneously are getting that services across the globe, it just tells you that technology is making things possible which otherwise in the conventional center is not possible. Imagine how many call centers and millions of people would have to take those calls and support you on your driving. So similarly, in banking, we are seeing that tech and AI is enabling things happen. I'll give you a few examples. Now, the Indian credit market in 2014, credit lending market, was 58 lakh crores. Today, it is about 172 lakh crores. That's about $2 trillion. So that's about 2.8 times. And in these 10 years, you've seen, demonetization, you've seen IL&FS crisis, you've seen COVID, you've seen all kind of problems. Still, it's up like 2.7, 2.8 times. So if you look ahead, in the next 10 years, again, you will see a growth of somewhere around maybe 3 times or 2.8 times. But question is, when this 172 lakh crore grows to, say, 540 lakh crore, where does it go? So one of the key things you might see that one of the needs which AI will enable, I'll tell you later how, enabling the agri-processing, let me say, trading, small shopkeepers, having, you can see retailers, importers, exporters, loan to financial institutions, kirana shops, agarbatti makers, and all kind of small, micro, large entrepreneurs. Now, to enable credit to make it happen by usage of multiple sources of information, as is a well-told story, has become very possible because of AI. I can tell you at IDFC First Bank, for example, we are giving close to about 500,000 loans a month. In what? By not using any human beings for doing credit assessment. It is happening because we are able to access multiple sources of information, maybe the customer's demographic information, maybe the goods the customer is purchasing, whether purchasing a laptop or a refrigerator or a washing machine, and then what are the end use of it. We're able to evaluate fraud. We're able to evaluate dealer fraud, customer fraud, every kind of fraud. We're also able to do online e-KYC, e-mandate, e-verification, e-agreement, everything digitally. You can get 500,000 loans. Just think how much of paper and ESG and trees would have cut, but for this ability to develop this and give it. And by the way, credit quality on this is fantastic. The one that happened, the recent issues of microfinance, where women borrowers are borrowed, that's a different issue to solve. That's a side issue. But this credit is behaving fantastically well because AI can see much more. Human eyes have 2 eyes. AI has 100 eyes from 100 sources of data. So you get the drift. So AI can play a role, for example, in enabling credit, which normal conventional credit cannot. That's the first point. The second use case is financial planning. I wanted to tell you that financial planning. Now, you can see that one of the biggest use cases that's pending in the country, the deposit market of the country has moved from 85 lakh crores in 2014 to today close to about 230 lakh crores. That's like 2.8x. In this period, as I told you, all problems have come and gone, but still grown 2.8. Now, but financial planning has not reached. If you see the rich of the country and well-off of the country keeping 40, 50 lakh balances, they are getting relationship managers. Someone is there to advise them what to do with your money. They know which mutual fund to invest in. They get richer. But the common people keeping 40, 50,000, 30,000, 20,000 in a bank account, they don't have very many services. But with AI, you can actually provide good quality financial planning advice for them. You can take into account 5 factors. You can take into account the flow. What is the outflow from the bank account and inflow into the bank account? It's a flow information. You can get off-us information outside your own bank, inflow and outflow. Number 2, you can get stock information. Stock information is that how much balances you keep, how much mutual funds you have, how much loans you have. That is stock information. Number 3, you get demographic information, age, sex, marital status, etc. The demographic information. Number 4, context. Is the money flowing in, flowing out? Suddenly, you're a salaried person, suddenly you're getting a 8 lakh rupee balance in the account by credit. Is it a bonus that has come to you? That's a contextual information. So you get such 5 sources of information. You take all of these, and AI's ability to synthesize this and make meaningful insights and feed it back through your app. You can see it here. You can see the risk profile of this customer coming through. This is our IDFC First Bank app. We put out a financial planning proposition here for common people. Well-off are anyway getting relationship managers. So you can get here that with that information, you can plan your wedding, your education, your retirement, your home, your car, your vacation. Supposing, see, one of the big issues in the country is today people don't have retirement planning. It's a real issue. And particularly middle class are a set of people who are living by the day, and by the time they're 55 or 60, they figure out that they don't have money in the bank and how to plan retirement. India has fantastic schemes. You have National Pension Scheme, you have PPF, you have EPF, you have Atal insurance scheme or a pension scheme for the blue collar. Everything is there, but tools are not there. If I ask this audience today saying that, tell me you have 30 years of retirement, if you've got to sustain a 1 lakh rupee per month lifestyle 30 years from now, what is the amount? You don't know. If you want to know what the tools to make it happen, you don't know. So this is with the tools and with AI capability and the scheme and the journey, together put it together, you find some fantastic propositions how to plan a retirement. The example I gave retirement, you could apply the same concept for education, for home purchase, for vacation, for car, and so on and so forth. The third use case is investments. Again, because investments, if you're a person having, say, 40, 50 lakhs with your bank account, someone have a relationship manager, they tell you which mutual fund to invest in. But for common people, how do you choose? There are over 2,000 mutual funds. How do you choose? There are 1,000 debt funds. How do you choose? So AI is able to identify these mutual funds, understand the underlying companies inside this fund, make a fair expectation of what the 1-year forward return of the stock will be, then incorporate in the fund, then estimate the value of the fund 1 year from now, do that for all mutual funds, index them, pick 3 of them, and give it to you. We have enabled it for our customers, but you can see what AI can do. And the best part is that going forward, as many of you probably know, there's agentic AI coming in, not just generative AI. Agentic AI is coming up, in which can also execute for you, not information. You can just say, please pick up my bank account and allocate 50,000 rupees to the top 3 mutual funds you have. Press the button. An agent will go and execute for you, not a human being. Agent will do it. So again, the point is AI and the new technologies can enable things happen which normal, traditional methods of banking cannot. And this is one example which I'm showing on the screen. Next is, I told you, AI-powered financial planning. In the interest of time, I'm moving ahead. Now, how do you, for example, you have a mobile app, and you have reward points. You want to consume them. Now, how do you consume them? So you can connect with the power of many of the capabilities. In this example, we have connected all the hotels. We have connected all the airlines. You use the reward point, click the button, and consume the reward points. You purchase what you want to purchase. No friction. So just to move this ahead in the interest of time, financial literacy. Again, like I said, financial planning was one thing. Financial literacy, people don't understand the difference between simple and compounding interest. People just don't understand. People don't understand the difference between flat rate of interest and reducing rate of interest. Maybe this section maybe still does, but the person on the street does not. So how do you educate people about this concept at a mass scale? You know, classrooms, training, blackboard, don't work. There's no time and space for that. Again, AI can make it happen because we are in a position to actually identify the customers who are in most need of financial literacy on the basis of people log into the app. It's an open platform. You can make it happen. The short point, therefore, is that I gave you 2 use cases already. The third use case, in a very quick way, is hyper-personalization. What is hyper-personalization? Now, hyper-personalization, I'll give you a quick example. In our case, for example, you have some customers are a fan of Amitabh Bachchan. So they can set an ad which says, okay, you want to take a savings account of IDFC, and the photo might be of Amitabh Bachchan. For another customer, interest rate is important. Product is the same, but ad will be, you know, get 7% on savings account from IDFC. For the third person, zero fees is important. So the ad for that person will be, take 0%, you know, zero fees on banking. Product is the same. Different people are seeing different ads on their mobile apps. Not possible in the conventional world. Again, AI is making it happen. And I tell you, AI, don't think of AI like as in conventional AI, that's been going on for many years. Now you attach generative AI, then you attach agent AI, and then you can not only get generative stuff, you can execution also. Fourth use case, customer service. In customer service, all of us are used to, you know, picking up the call. You call a call center. Some agent press 1 for savings account, 2 for credit card, 3 for this, 4 for loans. Press that button, then go inside that, press this, press that. All that's going to go. All that's going to go. Because when you pick up the call, the agent, as in the agent, AI agent will pick up the call and will be in a position to directly address your conversation and not come via, and, you know, so to say, an IVR. It's a very good use case. It's a fourth example. And you might think what might happen because the discussion about what happens to the people. Because there are people and, you know, call center jobs are going to come down. Now, what happens to people? Is it they're going to lose jobs? I'm not so sure. Unskilled will lose the jobs because they're unskilled for the new world. But the skilled will pivot over from being a call center agent, taking calls, because that job will go to bot, to somebody who will manage relationships. Even in relationships, they will not do it the way they do it conventionally, because there'll be an agent that will be supporting the conversation to have a quality, to have a quality conversation with the customer as a relationship manager. So this nature of job is going to change, and with the power of AI and support of AI, dramatically employee jobs will become richer, not the mundane jobs. Customer experience will become better, and you will access services which you would not otherwise do. The last thing is about fifth use case I'm giving you in AI in banking. Fifth use case is fraud. Today, for example, there is always the issue about how do you identify fraud. Again, in fraud, because there are millions of customers, millions of transactions, AI can do it at a zipping pace, can see the full database. AI can actually see, has a customer profile. Suppose somebody's Kirana shop. It's a profile. It's a Kirana shop. But for this Kirana shop, at middle of the night, if they got a UPI transaction during daytime of 1,000 rupees, it's okay. But if they got a 20,000 rupee transaction at 12 o'clock in the night, AI has already become suspicious. Then if it finds that the party who sent the money is suspicious, it got double suspicious. Then it found out that the transaction within a minute moved out to another bank account, it got triple suspicious. So AI can spot these trends and put it together and conclude that this is not a bona fide transaction and can block it. And then can bring it up for closure. So I'm giving you 5 use cases, whether it is lending credit or whether financial planning or, let me say, the fraud or service or hyper-personalization. This is the way AI is dramatically changing banking. And we are, as you know, we are not academicians. We're doing all this. So we built a tech center in our bank, which is developing all these technologies. And that is why we feel that we are big users of the ecosystem. We work with all the fintechs. We find many of them are fantastic people. They're like wonderful people. We plug our API into each one of these. We consume this API, so they consume our APIs very, very quickly. And, the skills required are very different, very different. We don't Now, the people we are now bringing into the organization are the people who are data scientists, who are mobile, mobile creators. It could be Golang, could be React, could be Flutter, whatever. And then you also have capabilities for people who are building microservices capabilities and so on and so forth. So the skills that are being required, UI, UX engineers, UI, UX capabilities, these are kind of skills you bring in. These are kind of platforms you put together, which are modern platforms, develop data management capabilities, you develop data enterprise platforms, you develop AI, you develop ML, and then the experience layer of the customer becomes much, much superior. And not only customer experience, you expand the market for what you would otherwise not do. So AI, in my sense, it has many benefits, but expansion of the market to the lesser served on all of these factors is one really big use case. So that's it. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Really nice speaking to all of you. Yeah.